Dr. Nathan Clark stared at the massive alien ship that hovered above Washington, D.C. It had been 3 days since the aliens arrived, and today was the day humanity would meet them face to face. As the lead cynobiologist for the United Nations, Nathan would represent Earth's scientific community. "Ready for this?" Commander Olivia Wright asked, adjusting her blue uniform. She stood beside him on the landing pad, her posture perfect from years in the military. Nathan nodded. "As ready as anyone can be to meet aliens." The shuttle that would take them to the main ship descended slowly, its engines hardly making a sound. It was smooth and silver, unlike any aircraft made by human hands. "Remember the protocol," Olivia whispered. "No sudden movements, no touching without permission, and please don't ask about their reproductive systems right away." Nathan smiled. That was one time during training, and it was a valid scientific question. The shuttle landed, and a door slid open. A tall figure gestured for them to enter. The alien had blue skin and 4 arms. It wore something like a uniform with symbols Nathan didn't recognize. Inside the shuttle, 4 other humans waited: the president, the UN secretary, and 2 other military leaders. They nodded at Nathan and Olivia as they took their seats. The trip to the main ship took only minutes. When they stepped out into the alien vessel, Nathan felt his heart race. The ceiling was at least 30 feet high, and everything gleamed with a strange pearly light. An alien with red skin and a crest of what looked like feathers stepped forward. "Welcome, humans. I am Ambassador Krell of the Galactic Federation. We are pleased to finally make contact with your species." The president stepped forward and made his prepared speech about peace and friendship. Nathan noticed the aliens glancing at each other. One made a gesture that looked almost like a suppressed laugh. The humans were led to a large room with a round table. Various aliens sat around it, some with multiple limbs, others with none. Some had scales, others fur. Nathan tried not to stare, but it was difficult. "Please, be seated," Ambassador Krell said. "We have much to discuss about your world's entry into the galactic community." As they sat, a tall, thin alien with gray skin leaned toward another and whispered something. Both looked at the humans and made that strange laughing gesture again. "Is something amusing?" Olivia asked directly, her voice polite but firm. The alien seemed startled. "Forgive us," the gray alien said. "We simply noted how carefully you move. Your species seems quite fragile." Nathan saw Olivia's jaw tighten slightly. "We're tougher than we look," she said. A green alien with what looked like gills spoke next. "We've studied your biology from orbit. Your muscles are quite inefficient compared to most spacefaring species, and your reaction times." The alien didn't finish, but made a dismissive gesture. Before anyone could respond, a blue alien reached for a container in the center of the table. As it did so, its elbow knocked over a crystal vial. Clear liquid spilled across the table. The table's surface began to hiss and bubble where the liquid touched. "Move back," the blue alien shouted, pushing away from the table. Nathan froze for a moment, but Olivia didn't. She grabbed him and yanked him backward, placing herself between him and the spill. Some of the liquid splashed onto her hand. "Ah," she hissed in pain, but remained standing. The alien stared at her in shock. The liquid had burned through the table and was now eating into the floor. "Get medical help," Ambassador Krell shouted. An alien rushed forward with a container and sprayed something on the spill, neutralizing it. Another approached Olivia with caution. "Let me see your injury." That was Thracian ceremonial water. "It's harmless to us, but clearly not to your species." Olivia held out her hand, showing a red, blistering burn. "I'll be fine," she said. "Our medic can handle it." The alien examined her hand, then looked at the hole in the table. "You jumped to protect your colleague," it said, "even knowing the danger." "That's what we do," Olivia said simply. Nathan noticed the aliens looking at each other differently now. There were no more laughing gestures. Instead, they seemed curious, maybe even concerned. Later, as their medic treated Olivia's burn, Nathan overheard two aliens talking quietly. Did you see how quickly she reacted? And the pain tolerance? Yes, very unusual. I'm thinking we should revise our initial assessment. I'll inform the science directorate. They'll want to know about this. Nathan looked at Olivia, who was calmly getting her burn bandage. The aliens had been laughing at humans just hours ago. Now, they weren't laughing anymore. 6 months had passed since first contact. Lieutenant Jack Morrison watched the alien diplomats from across the room. They were discussing something in their strange clicking language, occasionally glancing at the humans. They're talking about us again, he said to Dr. Samantha Reeves, who stood beside him with a tablet in her hands. Let them talk, Samantha replied. We're here to do a job, not worry about alien gossip. They were inside a large Federation ship orbiting Earth. Today was an important day. The Federation would officially classify Earth in their system of planets. This classification would determine Earth's status in galactic politics. A tall, purple-skinned alien approached them. This was Ambassador Trell, their main contact in the Federation. Ah, our human friends, Trell said, his translator device converting his clicks and whistles into English. Are you ready for the classification ceremony? It's quite an honor for a new species. Jack nodded politely. We're looking forward to it. Another alien, with green scales and 6 eyes, joined them. Ambassador, the council is ready. They followed the aliens into a large chamber where a dozen different alien species sat around a circular table. Holographic displays floated in the air, showing images of Earth. Trell directed Jack and Samantha to their seats. This won't take long, he assured them. The science team has already done most of the assessment. An older alien with silver skin and a head crest stood up. Welcome to the Classification Council. Today we determine the status of planet Earth and its inhabitants. The alien touched a control, and a glowing chart appeared in the center of the room. It showed different colored bands with numbers. For new members, the alien explained, looking at the humans, our classification system categorizes worlds based on environmental challenges. Level 1 to 3 are paradise worlds with mild climates and minimal natural disasters. Level 4 to 5 are standard worlds with moderate seasons and occasional disasters. Level 6 to 7 are harsh worlds with extreme weather and frequent disasters. Level 8 and above are theoretical death worlds, considered nearly uninhabitable without major technological intervention. Jack glanced at Samantha. The aliens had never fully explained this system to them before. The silver alien continued, based on our preliminary assessment, we recommend Earth be classified as a Category 3 world, suitable for protective status. Jack frowned. Protective status. Trell leaned over. It means we'll help guide your development. There are certain restrictions, of course, but it's for your own good. Samantha raised her hand. What restrictions? A bird-like alien with green feathers answered. Limited space travel. Supervised technological development. Cultural integration programs. Nothing too burdensome. Jack didn't like the sound of that. With all due respect, that sounds like you're treating us like children. The silver alien made a gesture that seemed like a shrug. Your species is very young. You need guidance. Jack was about to protest when he heard two aliens whispering nearby. His translator caught fragments. Quaint primitive species, and hardly understand basic physics. Jack stood up suddenly. I'd like to request a full planetary assessment before classification. The room went quiet. Trell looked uncomfortable. That's unusual. We've already done our scans. But you haven't visited our world properly, Samantha added, standing beside Jack. You've only taken readings from orbit and visited a few controlled locations. The silver alien looked annoyed. A full assessment would take weeks. If we're going to be part of your federation, Jack said firmly, we want to make sure we're classified correctly. The aliens murmured among themselves. Finally, the silver one spoke again. Very well. We will send a survey team to conduct a full assessment, but I doubt it will change our determination. After the meeting, as they walked back to their quarters, Samantha looked worried. Do you think we made a mistake? Jack shook his head. I don't know, but I don't like how they talk about us when they think we can't hear. Did you see the planetary chart? Earth doesn't seem like a level 3 paradise world to me. I noticed that too, Samantha said. And did you see their faces when you requested the full assessment? They looked annoyed, like they didn't want to bother. Well, Jack said with a slight smile, they're about to learn a lot more about Earth than they expected. What neither of them knew was that on the other side of the ship, the alien scientists were already arguing about the preliminary data from Earth, data that didn't quite fit their understanding of habitable worlds. Dr. Alan Freeman wiped sweat from his brow as the Australian sun beat down on him. The temperature was 104 degrees Fahrenheit, a hot day even by Outback standards. Next to him, Dr. Maya Rodriguez was calmly taking soil samples, seemingly unbothered by the heat. The aliens were not doing nearly as well. How much longer must we remain in this inferno? Asked Xylox, a blue-skinned alien wearing what looked like a cooling suit. The device was humming loudly, working overtime. Just another hour, Maya replied cheerfully. We still need to document the local wildlife. The 3 alien scientists had insisted on visiting different Earth environments to complete their assessment. They hadn't expected the outback to be quite so harsh. Your species lives in such places, voluntarily, asked Krell, another alien whose scaled skin had taken on a pale color. People live all over Earth, Alan explained. Humans have adapted to almost every environment on our planet. The third alien, Vexer, was scanning the ground with a device. These readings can't be right. The ultraviolet radiation levels are incredibly high. That's why we wear sunscreen and hats, Maya said, pointing to her wide-brimmed hat. The sun can burn our skin. Vexer looked horrified. Your star actively damages you. Before Alan could answer, Maya suddenly froze. Nobody move, she whispered. A brown snake slithered across the ground near their feet. The aliens tensed up. Is it dangerous? Xylox asked quietly. Eastern brown snake, Maya said calmly. Second most venomous snake on Earth. The aliens took a step back in perfect unison. The snake, disturbed by the movement, suddenly struck at Xylox. The alien jumped back, but Maya moved forward, using a stick to gently redirect the snake away from the group. That was close, Alan said. Are you okay, Xylox? The alien was trembling slightly. Your world is filled with venomous creatures, and you just live with them. We learn to be careful, Maya said with a shrug. 2 days later, the survey team was in the Himalayas. They stood at 15,000 feet elevation, the air thin and cold. The temperature was 5 degrees Fahrenheit, with wind making it feel even colder. All 3 aliens were now wearing breathing masks. Krell was explaining. Our species cannot process oxygen efficiently at this pressure. Alan nodded, his breath making clouds in the cold air. Humans need supplemental oxygen at higher elevations, but we can adapt somewhat. Mountain climbers call it acclimatization. Maya pointed to a distant peak. People have climbed to the top of Mount Everest without oxygen tanks. It's extremely dangerous, but it has been done. The aliens exchanged looks of disbelief. Show us how you traverse this terrain, Vexer requested. Alan demonstrated basic climbing techniques on a nearby rock face. The aliens watched with growing amazement as he's scaling the wall with minimal equipment. Your grip strength and endurance are unexpected, Krell noted, making an entry in his datapad. 1 week later, they were in a research submarine exploring the Mariana Trench. The vessel creaked under the immense pressure of the deep ocean. Most species in the Federation would be crushed at this depth, Xylox commented, looking nervous as the submarine descended. The pressure here is over 1,000 times your atmospheric pressure. Humans can't survive these pressures without protection, Maya explained. But we've built technology to explore even the deepest parts of our oceans. Suddenly, a warning light flashed. The submarine shuddered. "We have a leak in the ballast system," Alan said, checking the instruments. "I need to fix it." "But the pressure," Vexer began. "The section is sealed." "I'll be fine," Maya said, already moving to the maintenance area. She worked quickly, using tools to repair the damaged system. When she returned, the aliens were staring at her. "You made repairs while under 8 tons of pressure per square inch," Xylox said slowly. "Most species would panic." "It's just a job that needed doing," Maya replied. Later, as they returned to the surface, Alan overheard the aliens talking quietly. "Have you updated the classification data?" Krell asked. "Yes," Vexer replied. "But the results don't make sense. No level 3 species could evolve in these conditions." "Then what level are they?" Xylox asked. Vexer looked troubled. "I don't know, but we need to inform the Science Council immediately. Something is very wrong with our initial assessment." Captain Eric Donovan stood tall as the alien scientists filed into the large meeting hall. The room was packed with both humans and aliens, all waiting to hear the results of the Earth survey. Diplomat Lisa Chen stood beside him, her face calm, but her eyes watchful. "Quite a crowd," Eric whispered. Lisa nodded. "Everyone's curious. The aliens have been acting strange since the survey team returned." At the front of the room, Ambassador Krell stepped onto a raised platform. The room fell silent. "Representatives of Earth and members of the Galactic Federation," Krell began, "today we share the results of our planetary classification assessment." A large holographic display appeared behind him, showing Earth rotating slowly. "When we first encountered your species, we made certain assumptions based on your technology level and apparent physical capabilities. We initially classified Earth as a Category 3 world." Eric noticed several alien scientists shifting uncomfortably. One was frantically checking data on a small device. Krell continued, "However, after a thorough survey of your planet, we have been forced to revise our assessment." The rotating image of Earth was suddenly surrounded by data points and readings. Most were flashing red. Earth's classification factors include extreme temperature variations. Your species regularly survives in environments ranging from -50 degrees Celsius to +50 degrees Celsius. This temperature range alone would classify your world as level 6. Murmurs spread through the alien side of the room. Additionally, Earth has higher gravity than 89% of inhabited worlds in the Federation. Your atmospheric composition includes high levels of corrosive oxygen. Your planet experiences regular geological instability in the form of earthquakes, volcanoes, and tsunamis. Lisa leaned toward Eric. "They're making Earth sound terrifying." Furthermore, Krell continued, "Earth contains an unprecedented number of biological hazards. Your world has over 1,200 species of venomous creatures, millions of predators, and billions of microscopic pathogens. The fact that humans have evolved natural immunities to many of these pathogens is remarkable." The holographic display changed to show a new chart. Earth was positioned far to the right, in a red zone. Based on all available data, the Science Council has classified Earth as a Level 8 Hellworld. The room erupted in shocked conversations. Eric saw alien diplomats backing away slightly from the human delegation. "Level 8, Lisa whispered. "What does that mean?" An alien scientist stood up. "Ambassador, there must be a mistake. Level 8 worlds are theoretical. They're not supposed to produce intelligent life." Krell looked uncomfortable. "The data is clear. Earth is the first confirmed Level 8 world to produce a spacefaring species." Another alien rose. "If this is true, we must immediately reconsider our diplomatic approach. Protected status would be inappropriate." Eric watched as the alien diplomats argued among themselves. Some seemed frightened, others fascinated. In light of this classification, Krell finally said, "The Federation hereby withdraws its offer of protected category status. Earth will instead be recognized as a sovereign Deathworld nation." As the meeting broke up, Eric and Lisa were approached by a group of military-looking aliens. "Captain Donovan," one said, bowing slightly, "I am General Zex of the Federation Defense Force. We would be honored if you would consider an exchange program with our special operations units." Before Eric could answer, another alien approached Lisa. "Diplomat Chen, the Trade Council wishes to discuss new terms for resource exchange. We believe our previous offers were inadequate." As they walked away from the meeting, Lisa looked troubled. "Did you notice how they're treating us differently?" Eric nodded. "An hour ago, they thought we were primitive. Now, they're afraid of us." "The news is spreading," Lisa said, pointing to her tablet. Messages were pouring in from Earth governments. "Everyone's talking about our new Hellworld status. I'm not sure if this is good or bad," Eric said. Lisa's tablet pinged with an urgent message. "The President wants us back on Earth immediately. They're calling an emergency session of the UN." "Looks like everything is about to change," Eric said, looking back at the aliens who were now watching the humans with new eyes filled with a mixture of fear and respect. Commander Ryan Blackwood stepped off the transport ship onto the gleaming floor of the Federation Central Station. 3 months had passed since Earth's reclassification as a Level 8 Hellworld, and this was humanity's first official diplomatic mission to the Federation capital. Ryan led a team of 12 humans, scientists, diplomats, and military personnel. They were here to establish formal relations now that Earth was recognized as a sovereign power rather than a protected planet. "They're staring at us," whispered Lieutenant Ben Walsh, one of the security team. Ryan nodded slightly. Aliens of all shapes and sizes lined the walkways, watching the humans pass. Some whispered to each other. Others took steps back as the humans approached. "Remember," Ryan said quietly to his team, "we're representatives of Earth now. Stay calm and professional." An alien with purple skin and 6 limbs approached them. "Commander Blackwood, welcome to Galactic Central. I am Diplomat Sirith, your guide during your stay." "Thank you for the welcome," Ryan replied with a small bow. As they followed Zirith through the massive space station, Ryan noticed how other aliens reacted to their presence. Some seemed curious, others nervous. None showed the dismissive attitude humans had first encountered. Their first meeting was with the Trade Council. Ryan and 2 human economists sat across from 5 alien representatives. "We wish to establish fair exchange rates for Earth resources," the lead alien began. "Our previous assessments were based on incomplete information." Ryan noticed the alien seemed almost eager to please. "We're interested in technology exchange as well as resource trade," he said. Of course," the alien replied quickly. "We can offer atmospheric processors, gravity adjustment systems, things that might make your world more comfortable." One of the human economists leaned forward. "You mean things that would make our world more comfortable for you to visit?" The aliens exchanged glances. "Well, yes, that too." After the meeting, Ryan's team was invited to observe a military training exercise. Alien soldiers from different species demonstrated their combat techniques. "Most impressive," Ryan commented politely. The alien commander, a tall reptilian being, bowed slightly. "We would be honored if you would show us some human combat methods." Ryan hadn't expected this, but he nodded to Lieutenant Walsh. The lieutenant stepped forward and demonstrated some basic hand-to-hand combat moves with another human team member. The aliens watched with intense focus. Ryan heard one whisper, "Such speed in a high-gravity species." Later that day, as Ryan was reviewing notes in their assigned quarters, Shirath came to see him. "Commander, there is something you should know," the alien said, looking uncomfortable. "A group called the Purity Coalition has been protesting your presence here." "Protesters?" Ryan asked. "They believe Deathworld species should be quarantined, not integrated into the Federation. They fear your adaptations might be dangerous." Ryan frowned. We're not a threat to anyone. I know this, Tiroth said, but you must understand, no Level 8 world has ever joined the Federation before. There are only 2 other known species from Level 7 worlds, and both became major powers within decades of achieving space travel. So they're afraid we'll become too powerful too quickly, Ryan said. Some are, yes. Tiroth hesitated. There is more. Several smaller species have requested private meetings with your delegation. What for? They wish to discuss protection agreements. Ryan blinked in surprise. Protection? From what? From traditional rivals. Your world's classification has changed the political landscape. Smaller worlds see Earth as a potential ally against larger powers. After Tiroth left, Ryan looked out the viewport at the vast space station. In just 3 months, humans had gone from being seen as weak curiosities to being feared and courted as potential protectors. His communication device beeped. It was a message from Earth. New Federation trade ships had arrived offering advanced technology at bargain prices. Military advisors from 3 alien species were requesting permission to observe human training methods, and 17 different alien universities were offering full scholarships to human students. Everything's changing so fast, Ryan murmured to himself. I wonder if we're ready for this. Outside his window, the stars of the galaxy seemed to shine a little brighter, as if welcoming humanity to its new place in the cosmic order. Colonel Kelly Martinez stood on the bridge of the Earth ship Defiant, looking at the small rocky moon on the view screen. New Haven was Earth's first mining colony outside the solar system, established on a mineral-rich moon in a system 10 light-years from Earth. The colony was only 3 months old, but already home to 500 miners and their families. Status report, Kelly said to her communications officer. The Arvani fleet is holding position at the edge of the system, Colonel. They're demanding we evacuate New Haven within 24 hours. Kelly frowned. The Arvani Combine was a mid-tier Federation power that had claimed this moon years ago, but never developed it. When humans arrived and found it empty, they established their colony. Now the Arvani wanted it back. Any word from Diplomat Peterson? He's still in negotiations, but the Arvani commander is threatening orbital bombardment if we don't leave. Kelly tapped her fingers on the console. They think we'll run at the first sign of trouble. Typical. On the diplomatic ship nearby, Daniel Peterson was facing the Arvani delegation. The aliens had gray skin and 4 eyes, giving them an intimidating appearance. The moon of Viridian II belongs to the Arvani Combine, said their lead diplomat, Prime Speaker Grash. Your presence there is illegal. The moon was uninhabited when we arrived, Daniel replied calmly. Federation law permits settlement of unclaimed worlds. We claimed it 50 years ago, Grash said angrily. But you never settled it or marked it according to Federation protocols, Daniel pointed out. Grash's eyes narrowed. This discussion is over. Evacuate or face military action. Humans are new to space. You don't understand the dangers of orbital bombardment. Daniel leaned forward. Prime Speaker, I believe there's a misunderstanding about humans. We had a long history of digging in when threatened. Digging in. Throughout human history, we've endured bombing campaigns on our own world. Our colonists on New Haven are already building underground shelters. They won't leave. The Arvani looked shocked, but quickly recovered. Bluffing won't save you. No species would willingly endure bombardment. Back on the Defiant, Kelly received a transmission from Earth Command. Colonel, we've deployed the Hamilton and the Washington to your location. They'll arrive in 6 hours. Until then, you're authorized to demonstrate our radiation belt capabilities. Kelly smiled. Understood, Command. She turned to her pilot. Take us into the radiation belt between the planet and its moons. The pilot looked nervous. Colonel, that belt puts out enough radiation to kill unshielded organics in minutes. Our shields will hold. The Arvani need to see what we can tolerate. The Defiant moved into the swirling radiation belt that separated the planet from its moons. On the Arvani flagship, alarms blared. Impossible. Their commander shouted. No ship can function in that radiation. Daniel, watching from the diplomatic vessel, received a secure message from an intelligence officer. Sir, we've intercepted Arvani communications. They're saying they can't risk direct contact with Deathworlders in combat. Their ships aren't designed to enter the radiation belt, and they fear human boarding parties could overwhelm their crews in physical combat. Before Daniel could respond, a new alert sounded. A single Arvani vessel had broken formation and launched missiles toward New Haven. They're testing us, Kelly said on the Defiant. Intercept those missiles and prepare for emergency evacuation of surface personnel. The Defiant shot down the missiles easily, but one struck near the main colony dome. When the dust settled, Kelly expected panic. Instead, the colony's status report showed minimal damage and no casualties. Tell the Arvani that their test failed, Kelly ordered. Our people are safe in their shelters. Hours later, Federation mediators arrived, calling for a ceasefire. The lead mediator, a tall blue alien, took the Arvani commander aside. You fool, the mediator hissed. Don't you understand what humans are? They come from a level 8 death world. Their ships can operate in radiation that would kill your crews. Their bodies can withstand impacts that would shatter your bones. And now you've made them angry. The Arvani commander looked shaken. We didn't know. Well, now you do, the mediator said. I suggest you offer generous terms for sharing the moon before they decide to take the entire system. As the negotiations restarted, Daniel caught Kelly's eye across the room and gave a small nod. The Arvani were finally beginning to understand what it meant to challenge humans from Earth. Admiral Nicol Grant stood at the viewing window of Earth's space dock, watching as workers put the final touches on the EA's horizon. 5 years had passed since Earth's classification as a Level 8.2 Hellworld, and today marked the commissioning of humanity's first Federation-class starship. Quite a sight, isn't she? Asked Dr. Paul Rivera, who joined Nicol at the window. The most advanced ship we've ever built, Nicol replied. And we couldn't have done it without Federation technology. Or without our new status in the galaxy, Paul added. Nicol nodded. Earth's position had changed dramatically in 5 years. Once seen as a curiosity, humans were now respected and even feared throughout the Federation. Trade agreements had brought advanced technology. Military alliances had given Earth new protection, and all because humans had evolved on what other species considered a death trap. On the main deck below, aliens and humans worked side by side. Nicol had created the first mixed species training program, teaching aliens and humans to work together despite their different needs and abilities. Admiral, the Federation delegates have arrived, said Lieutenant Diane Foster, appearing at Nicol's side. Thank you, Lieutenant. Let's not keep them waiting. In the conference room, representatives from 12 alien species sat around a large table. The head delegate, a tall green alien named High Chancellor Vrex, stood as Nicol entered. Admiral Grant, we are honored to witness this historic day, Vrex said. The horizon represents a new era of cooperation between Earth and the Federation. Thank you, Chancellor, Nicol replied. We're grateful for the Federation's assistance. Not at all, Vrex said quickly. The exchange has benefited us greatly. Your people's ability to work in environments no other species can tolerate has opened new mining and research opportunities. Another delegate, a small blue alien, spoke up. Admiral, several universities report that human students are excelling in environmental science and survival training. They see dangers and opportunities other species miss. We've had to adapt throughout our history, Nicol explained. Earth has always challenged us to survive. That is what makes humans so valuable, said a third delegate. Your psychological resilience matches your physical adaptations. You don't just survive hardship, you expect it and prepare for it. Later that day, Nicol stood on the bridge of the horizon as the commissioning ceremony began. The ship was filled with dignitaries from Earth and the Federation. View screens showed millions watching the broadcast across the galaxy. Nickel stepped to the podium. 5 years ago, humans learned something surprising about ourselves. What we considered normal, the rest of the galaxy saw as extraordinary. Our home, which we take for granted, is one of the most dangerous planets known to support intelligent life. She looked around at the mixed crew of humans and aliens. When the Federation first contacted Earth, some aliens laughed at what they saw as human weakness. They didn't understand that growing up on a level 8 Hellworld had made us stronger than we appeared. We don't have scales or claws or natural armor. Instead, we developed intelligence, adaptability, and an unbreakable will to survive. The audience listened in silence. Today, as we commission the horizon, we begin a new chapter. This ship represents not just human achievement, but what different species can accomplish together. The Federation brings thousands of years of spacefaring knowledge. Earth brings the perspective of a species that never takes survival for granted. Nickel pressed a button, and the Horizon's engines hummed to life. As we explore the galaxy together, we must remember an important truth. The Federation has taught us about the stars, but Earth has taught all of us about resilience. We humans aren't special because we're stronger or smarter than other species. We're special because our difficult home forced us to keep trying when others might have given up. Nickel looked out at the stars visible through the view screen. The same determination that helped us survive Earth will now help us thrive among the stars. And we will face whatever challenges the universe presents, not alone, but with our new allies beside us. As the ceremony ended, Nickel watched humans and aliens working together on the bridge. 5 years ago, these same aliens might have dismissed humans as primitive creatures from an unimportant world. Now they stood side by side as equals, each bringing their own strengths to face the unknown together. The universe was vast and full of dangers, but after evolving on Earth, humanity was ready for whatever came next.